Hello everybody, today I want to talk about something that I've realized recently. Maybe minimalism does make me unhappy sometimes, especially when spending more time on this topic. If you're new here, my name is Leah. I'm uploading videos twice a week about minimalism and sustainable living. If you like these topics, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And now let's get started. I love minimalism. Minimalism has brought so many good things into my life. I have more time, I have more freedom, I am happier, it's a good thing. But sometimes I think it's not a good thing in my life. One thing I've talked about before is that while decluttering, sometimes I would walk around my house searching for things I could declutter. And that is like the completely wrong mindset, I think. Because it should be about what can I get rid of next? What could I get rid of now? Is there something I could still get rid of? But it is about thinking about what you want to do with your time and not obsessing about getting rid of stuff. And that is not a problem at the moment. But another thing is also that minimalism leads to trying to perfect my life. I try to always upgrade the things I have, to think about if I could like get rid of two things and replace them with one thing that can do both. That is also not something I like about minimalism. It is my problem. That is something that happens to me. I guess there are other people that experience that as well, but I don't want to say that's something that minimalism does to people in general. So sometimes I just think too much about how I can upgrade things. But something I have realized, especially while creating so many videos about minimalism on this YouTube channel, is that I spent a lot of time on this topic. And then spending so much time on that topic, that takes away time from my life. Of course, always when starting a YouTube channel or when uploading videos, that is totally okay. And I love to dedicate this time to YouTube, but especially because I'm thinking so much about minimalism again. It sometimes makes me unhappy because it's almost unnatural how much I think about that topic. It is, at least it doesn't really, it doesn't go hand in hand with what my life is right now. Because I started my minimalism journey, I think, more than 4 years ago now. And there, of course, I had a phase where I would declutter a lot of things and where minimalism was a huge topic in my life. But then over the years, minimalism itself became less and less important because just my life and all the other interests were so much more dominant. Because I also think that minimalism for me is more a tool than the goal. Of course, I really like to have fewer and fewer things, and I experience so much freedom from just having less items. But what can I do with that freedom if I'm already at my goal? If minimalism is my goal, that's just something that doesn't work for me. So of course I did not think about minimalism that much anymore, and decluttering also was not a huge part of my life anymore, because I mean, I did the huge declutter in the beginning, and of course I would get rid of some items here and there, but like just decluttering and minimalism played a smaller and smaller role in my life. Then during the last few months, I started thinking so much about minimalism, and it does become an obsession kind of, because thinking so much about it makes me rethink if I could declutter an item here or there. It makes me go through all of my stuff again, really thinking about perfecting my items, thinking about upgrading all these items. So the problems I talked about before, where I would like wander my house and look for things that I could get rid of, or where I would try to curate my life in a better way so that I could like buy new things and upgrade things. These things happened again to me now while thinking a lot about minimalism. And as I said before, that is not something that everybody is going to experience, and that is certainly not something that I would say is such a downside that you shouldn't be a minimalist anymore. And also I think it is not something that makes me question if minimalism is a good thing for my life. But it does show me one thing. Minimalism is not about the stuff. Minimalism is not about decluttering, and minimalism is also really not about curating the perfect life and the perfect things that you need for that life. I do struggle with that, I find, even though I've thought so much about that topic, and even though I'm aware that minimalism is really not these things. But still, I like keep coming back to the point where I think so much about my things that I move away from my ideal of minimalism. Because for me, I think minimalism first and foremost is being very intentional with spending your time, because time is that resource that we all have, that we have to turn into money because we have to eat food and things like that. We have to sleep, we have to like do certain things, but in the end, time is the thing we have to live. Time is the only resource that we can like take to actually have experiences. Like, time is such a precious thing. And when I spend my time obsessing about perfecting my items, that is not the kind of use I want to get out of my time. So minimalism is wonderful. I will certainly spend even more time thinking about minimalism, but I really want to try to remind myself to stop thinking about my items that much, to just move on from that part of minimalism. Because even though I could perfect my items more, and that will happen over time, I am so sure that I will like change the items I own on a regular basis, and that they will change over time as my needs and my lifestyle changes. And that is perfectly fine. And I think that is what also should happen while pursuing minimalism, at least for me, because minimalism should give me the possibility to have the life I want to have. And with changing life, changing things is just a natural thing. I want to try to spend my time more intentionally. I want to try to like dedicate time to things I really want to do, and not just minimalism, because minimalism should only be the tool. I really want to figure out what I want out of my life. I want to figure out what does actually make me happy, because certainly trying to optimize my stuff does not. I think for me it is going into that direction of spending more time in nature, spending more time doing yoga or things like that, spending more time learning and reading, and actually also spending more time just with myself. I don't know how that is gonna look, but I realized during the last few months working on my bachelor thesis and things like that, or actually not working on my bachelor thesis but trying to avoid working on my bachelor thesis, but I realized that I do need some time for myself. I want to have time to do nothing, because doing nothing is something so powerful, and I'm still never managing to have enough time to do nothing. I would really be interested in your thoughts about these topics. What is minimalism for you? And does it always make you happy, or does it sometimes become a little too much in your life? What is the end goal that you have with minimalism? What do you want to do after decluttering? I would be really interested in reading these things in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos, check out these right here. And until next time, bye!